Allow me to set the scene. The year is 2025. Somehow, Sleepy Joe's assistant has landed term in office. Everyone says it's rigged, nobody likes her. It's full-blown civil war, and not the Captain America Iron Man kind. The kind where there's roving bands of men with AR-15s asking people, what kind of American are you? So, you and your family need to make it from point A to point B to be safe and to get out of the combat zone. You're somewhere caught in the middle. How do you get through without being detected? Generally, the best time to move between point A and point B without being detected, because we are rat maxing, we are viability maxing, we don't want to get detected or shot, we're not getting into any firefights, we're just moving, is during the nighttime. Visibility is low, people are tired, some people let their guard down. That is generally the best time to move without getting spotted. But in the modern age, when random goobers like you and me, like airsofters from Milsim West, can own both night vision and firearms, things get a little bit more complicated. Like, there are the obvious things like don't turn on flashlights, don't wear IR reflective clothing, don't walk out in the open. But what some people don't realize is that regular, mundane objects that you use day to day or out of habit could actually give you away to someone with night vision very easily, because to our naked eye, it does not seem extremely bright, but to other people with night vision, that is like a beacon. It's like setting off a flare. I think the first thing that I can think of that gives you out straight away that most people use as a coping mechanism is lighting a cigarette. Now observe as my friend here demonstrates this concept. Lighting a cigarette. Why are cigarettes so bright to night vision but not really to the naked eye? It's because it uses flame, and flame, anything with fire, emits extremely high amounts of infrared light that is detectable by night vision. Like even when he's standing across a river behind brush, I can pick him out right away, and I'm like, oh, there's a guy there, there's somebody there. And me, if I were in a scenario where people were armed, there's civil unrest and whatever, and there's a guy in a bush close to me, I would be very, very threatened by that. Unannounced, in a bush, I'd probably take a shot or something. On that note of fires and flames emitting a lot of light, your thermocell. You use it to keep bugs away, all this. It might be summertime, you might be in a swampy area. You're just gonna have to deal with it, hon. You're just gonna have to deal with the bugs. Why? Because thermocell uses a flame to heat up the pad to ward off the bugs. And that too it's like a beacon. It's a beacon. If you have that thermocell anywhere and someone is just looking and they see a light traveling like this, they're gonna be like, that's a person, right? So don't use your thermocell. Just bug spray for the ticks, and then mosquito bites, you're kind of just gonna have to deal with it, you know? Another thing, the third thing, your radio. Now, assuming that, cellular service might not be a thing, you should be using a radio. And also, your family members or friends or whoever in other groups or other areas or close to you, whatever, they should know how to use a radio too. It's very important to teach everyone in your family how to use a radio. And at the very least, even if civilian radios aren't encrypted, blah, 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 if it's just to get your family to regroup and to get everyone in the same place, it is very valuable to have a radio and to understand how to communicate via radio, right? However, a lot of people buy the Baofeng radio and A, don't turn off the sound, B, don't cover the screen, so as soon as you turn that on, beep, beep, and then it says some kind of Chinese, and then every time you punch in a number, it goes beep, beep, and the screen is bright as fuck, everybody's gonna know exactly where you are. Trust me when I say I've been to milsim events where people have not turned off, not even just the screen, like the brightness, the freaking sound. I'll be sitting in a bush, right, trying to like ambush a convoy or something, and all I hear is power on. Whose radio? Turn that crap off. There's also people who don't know how to lock the keyboard, but that's a whole different video. If you guys want a video on like the Baofeng and how to set that shit up, I can make a video on that. On the topic of communication, your cell phone. Now this might be something that's very obvious to most people. Turn off your phone. Put the phone down. Turn off your phone. Kids these days, all they do is go on their damn phone, eat hot chip and lie. But it's a real thing. A lot of people have this nervous tendency to always be holding their phone in their hand and like turning on the screen to check it every like couple minutes, right? And that's just kind of a habit that people have built up and aren't really conscious of. Maybe you're conscious of it, but is everybody in your family or group conscious of it? Because I'll tell you what, every time myself and my friends bring out people who don't own night vision or are new to night vision, and we tell people, hey, let's practice light discipline. Let's practice, moving around in the dark. Somebody always slips up. And even if it's in your pocket, right? And the screen is facing towards you or facing away from you, it doesn't matter. If the screen lights up, your night vision is going to pick that up. So turn off your phone, use your radio, turn off the screen, like the brightness on your radio, and punch in the number that you want beforehand, before moving into a dark area. Lock the keyboard and just use it that way, right? Sound off, brightness off, everything, right? Unless it's like emergency last resort and you're in a safe place where you won't expose yourself, then you can use your phone, assuming cell service is working. The fifth thing, and this one's very minor, even if you have this on, people might miss it just because there's ambient lighting, there's mixed lighting conditions, even leaves, they reflect light. The heart rate monitor on your smartwatch. Your smartwatch should be off anyways, but say it's like tucked under your sleeve or something like that. I don't know. People wear smartwatches, it's silly, right? The little green laser on the bottom. If you shift your wrist a little, sometimes you see it peeking out. That could give you away. And the last thing, and unfortunately, it's like circles, man. I'm talking circles. The last thing that's going to give you away, for sure, if you don't take care of it, is your friends and family. If they're not on board, if they don't understand, and they do all the things that I just mentioned above without realizing because you haven't told them, right? Then that's going to give you away. They're wearing civilian IR reflective clothing, they're checking their phones, they got smartwatches on with the screen on, Unfortunately, your friends and family, the more you have, the more effort you're going to have to put into making sure that they understand into not getting you guys killed. But anyways, that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Peace.